Can you hear the music? Hello. Just want to get started. Cool. Brushes. Miscellaneous. I'm also gonna set up my okay, to set up my image, so I'm gonna get started. Okay, I got this teeny brush, itty bitty teeny. And I left off working on their faces and clothing, so actually I'm gonna do that as well, or start that also today. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that right now. Jump right in because I'm not gonna be able to work on this next week, but I'll still be on doing other things. But I do want to be able to give him a nice, like, oh, here's the progress I've made since you gave me this commission. So that'll be nice to show him that I'm working on something. So yeah, let me pull my, it's caught on this paintbrush. Okay, let me pull out my, maybe it's not caught on that. Could be anything at this point. Just check and see. The red, I should have guessed. I'm gonna get this other palette. Okay. Palette, I say. Grabs binder. This is my makeshift palette. One of many. Anyway. So, I'm gonna work on his clothing, her clothing, kind of like touch up the background a little bit because there's lots of red. And initially I was like, oh, red, that'll be a nice like warm tone underneath. And now it's getting to like closer to, I'm finishing the underpainting basically, so I need that like first wash to be a little bit more toned down. And I'll brighten up the sky, so that'll work. Okay, let us see. Okay. Let me do this actually. All right, and I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. His color on this side, much darker. And then I'm blocking some of the other colors. His arm comes down and out. I really should do an outline for that. So the arm has more of a roundness to it. but it's in the light, so I'm gonna just try and fit both of my palettes up here. Maybe not. I'll transfer it. And the green, I guess, too. And the brown. Okay. Hi, palette. Hello, new palette. Cool. Alrighty, so I'm also realizing I really need to do their hands, but I'm gonna wait till the last possible moment. In the meantime, that'll be a detail for later. In the meantime, let me do this guy's attire. So, use a light spot here. It kind of floats up, and then there's a shadow underneath. Another light spot here. To the top of the kneecap. Let me do the light spots first. Light spots are already actually filled in. This is the same color blue. Okay, so I'm gonna do the dark areas now. Under the kneecap. I'm just using pure Prussian blue for that. Comes in on this side and then has a little divot out. Shadow under the arm. Over here at the arm as well. And it goes all the way down. Kind of intersects with this one actually. Then we see this movement there. Under the, so under the, oh, I know what it is. I need to make that area a little bit longer. So we have this here. And his shoes, of course. But not right now. It was a very definitive, like, that's the kneecap, so I'm gonna do that too. Then there's a twist here where his arm is going out. So this is a good starting light and shadow for him. Let's get her up to speed. One more thing for him. I just want to mark the tie. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna save her for last. I'm gonna save her for later. But I am gonna do a little bit more over here. So he has a lot of negative space around him, and I'm trying to work with that. So in addition to blocking in the values, I'm also going to kind of make sure I get the details that take away the background space. So this nice crisp line there. It kind of goes in and then comes back out for the leg. make sure to do the outside as well. How are you guys? Working on this all week, so you guys, if you've been here, you know this is like old news. But how have your weeks been? Oof, jeez. There is a little shadow underneath the... Oh, okay. Enjoying the weekend. Any exciting things happening? Relatable. Fan favorite. My weekend is going well. Ran a lot of errands today. Took a nice long nap. Hasn't been very productive, but this is my production for today. A lot of back end stuff actually. I guess it has been productive, but usually I think of productive as like strides. I don't know. Maybe I have made strides. I don't know. I guess it's been interesting getting things done. Trying to prepare this painting to go out soon. Give it some nice final touches. And there's another painting I need to get out too. But in due time. Thank you. I just put on classical music, royalty free, and you know, I feel like classic painting, classical music, we're the same string. Or classic art, I guess. Like everything's very digital and virtual nowadays. But it all started here, man. Are you a big classical music fan? Oh, really? Huh. Who would have thunk it? Oh, I think it's so cool when people know how to play the piano. That's a talent I would, if I had to like redo my life, I would learn piano. And Spanish. But, that's really cool. What's your favorite piece that you have learned on piano? And cello, actually. I don't know what that sounds like off the top of my head. But I can play it next if you like. Four Seasons. Vivaldi, I feel like I've heard of, but I don't know. I don't know his work enough to say, oh yeah, I know Four Seasons. I also tried to learn piano, I listened to classical music more in high school when I was trying to learn music theory, because I wanted to learn how to read music so I could sing better, or not really sing better, but like sight read. Oh, really? Okay. Let me cue it up. Give me like 1 second. I wanted to learn to sight read because I was in a bunch of musical theater camps, and they were like, you don't know how to sight read? We can't cast you. Just kidding. They did cast me, but I wanted to learn it for myself. He said it was Prelude in C minor. In C sharp minor? Oh, is that what that hashtag means? Oh my gosh. True, if you like that sometimes. Okay, it'll be coming up next. sounds kind of dark. Kind of like the villain just entered the chat. Not you, but I mean like the thing people are saying recently. Nani? She just jumped out of nowhere. So loud, child. Yeah, obviously I didn't learn music that. Learn how to sight read that well. If I don't want to know what sharp means, looks like, huh? Okay, so this isn't good base for the blue. I'm going to yeah, it seems like that kind of piece. It's kind of fast, picking up a little bit. Oh wow, wait, you know how to play this? That is definitely impressive. How long did it take you to learn it? That doesn't seem like that long to learn such a, well, I don't know. I'm not a pianist. Yeah, I think everyone, oh, okay, wow. Yeah, I feel like COVID really gave everyone time to kind of do things they didn't have time for before. But even then, even so, not everyone actually took advantage of it. So that's cool you were actually doing like creating something or learning something, I guess. So I'm gonna put this cooler blue on top of my warm red spots to make the sky a little bit brighter and bluer. Well, kind of, yes. During COVID, I got this huge commission to do like a huge painting that required me to use like impasta style, which is basically this style, like thickly applied paint, and I've been using it more and more ever since. But I was also in school, so some of the time I spent actually taking classes. Going to school during COVID wasn't ideal, but I made the most of it, I guess. like, I was learning, what did I learn? I learned how to do video editing, kind of, on Adobe Premiere. I learned, about, so I did this class called Interaction, which was basically about how people interact and how we can interact with like people through art. And so we were trying to solve like problems that the world has and stuff like that. But it was interesting. And then I took another class called Sociocultural Anthropology, probably my favorite class I took during COVID. It was like, it's like anthropology, so we're learning about different cultures and different areas and different like anthropologists and how their methods were. Some of them weren't as good as others. Because when you're going into a new place with a totally different culture, you kind of have to adhere to that. And some of them were like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to study you guys and not follow any customs. It's like, that's an interesting way to go about it. I don't know if that's the ideal. If that's, oh my gosh, and sometimes they would be so rude. Like, to be an anthropologist, I feel like that comes from a curiosity of culture and like I'm curious about culture and I like to learn about people and stuff. But some of the like readings that we got were so like, oh, they are savage and they just do this and that. I'm like, if you're gonna study a culture, like study it as unbiased as you can. I just felt like it was kind of odd to talk about, like especially when you know that this is gonna be your like people's only resource to know about the culture. Like, why would you say that? Like, why would you make it sound like they're like so uncivilized? Like you're literally studying their civilization. So I thought that was weird. Oh, and I took geology. Geology, I might have to go back on what I said. Geology is probably my favorite. I think it's really cool to learn about Earth and stuff. Earth, rocks, different kinds of rocks, how they're formed. Just like the structure of life, basically. How we came to be and stuff. I agree. I think rocks are like, why not? Also, welcome. Hello. Yeah. I've always been really into like earth sciences and stuff. So geology probably takes the cake. And I had to take another natural science the following year. I could take a natural science or like a regular science. And nothing against regular science. I almost took physics, but I went in the first day and they were speaking in another language. I was like, what? Huh? Who? Sun? They were like, okay, the sun is over here and then it's nighttime. I was like, wait, what? How? So I just literally left that class never to return. I changed that immediately. Like, sometimes you go into a class and you're like, this isn't gonna work out. So I just left and I took geography. So but the year before I had taken geography and then I took geology, and it was kind of weird how geology, I'm getting tongue-tied. Ooh, oh, that's so cool. Yeah, exactly. Like, I love that kind of adventure stuff, like hiking. Oh my gosh. I didn't know North Carolina had emeralds. That's really cool. I don't know if I go down enough to like go searching, but next time I definitely will have to make a mental note. Cool, huh? Like, yeah, I think stuff like that is really cool. I remember when I was in like second grade learning about rocks, I was like, oh my gosh, this one's a mineral. Oh my gosh, and then I was like, go around the city like, oh, is that, I don't remember the names right now, but I used to go around the city like seeing the difference between rocks and being like, oh, is this the one I'm learning about? Luray Caverns! Oh my gosh, I just went last year. The seated buckets? I don't know about that. I recently went to Luray Caverns, but I do not know about any seated bucket. Please, do tell. The cavern's awesome as well. Anything earth, I'm like, sign me up. I remember, so from Luray Caverns, the thing I most remember is like the egg. Like someone had dropped an egg somewhere, and I don't know if someone had dropped an egg or like it just was an egg-shaped like stone. One of those, but I was like, that's very odd. And it looked exactly like an egg. I was like, that's an interesting tidbit here. I don't know how they got the piano into the bottom of the cave also. Like, who was carrying that? They must have disassembled it. That's a lot. But, sluice? Okay. Ah. Ooh. Ooh, that's really cool. Oh my gosh, wait, I have to go back now. Let's go back and get the experience. I didn't even know. The more you know. That's so cool. Okay. Huh. Okay. I'm just making mental notes to like come back and make sure I take this from the chat. I have not. And I saw there was like another cavern like on the way to Luray Caverns. I was like, okay. That's not a great place to have your cavern, but I guess you don't really get to choose. Huh. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. These are gonna have to be like adventures this winter. Now that the pools are closed and it's getting kind of chilly out, need more things to do. I really need to like do an underground lake. Wait, that's so cool. LOL. I mean, hopefully one day I hope to be like, yeah, I've traveled the world and seen all these different rocks. Like you're living my goals. But actually though, like that's really cool. I even got this app called like Rock Finder. Okay, so you know, it's relative. You are the age you feel, you know. That's what I'll be saying to myself. But actually I do say it to myself. I always feel like I'm so old when I'm really not. It's just the oldest I've been, you know? Like literally my birthday just passed and I was like, ugh, death is coming. But not really. It's just, I don't know. It feels weird. It feels weird to just keep growing. Like one day you realize, wow, I'm like actually an adult. What's happening? Wow, I'm doing all these things. When did this occur? Why was I not notified? But life is good. So just focusing on that. But yeah. Okay, I'm not sure how this is looking. I think the blue is kind of standing out a lot more than I thought it would. Thank you so much. Like, that is really good to hear. Because every time I work on it, I'm like, I'm putting things on here, but is it working out? Am I gonna have to come back and fix this? Which is kind of what I'm doing today, so I want everything to be on a certain level. And then I'm gonna tell the guy who ordered the commission to, or like send him a picture where it's like, I'm working on this. But it's not at the stage where I think I'm ready for that. So I'm just gonna keep it going a little longer. Maybe through the weekend, and then next, like on Monday I'll tell him maybe. Or like send him an update. But he's been so patient. I hope he doesn't think I'm just like not doing this. But soon. Oh, you know what it is? I'm realizing it's standing out because I did everything else with the palette knife, and I'm doing this with this tiny brush. So it's not as cohesive as it could be. You know what I might do to help that? I'm gonna go over the whole painting with this. This used to be a fluffy brush, but then I used it one time and it's never been fluffy again. That's true. I should just send him the link. You can see like the whole process. That would be cool, actually. That's a good idea. So I'm gonna. This brush is nice because it holds so much like water. Not water, but like paint thinner. So I'm gonna just give it a nice overlay and then kind of buff out any extra. How was your week though? Or how was your weekend going? Guess I'll do this tree too, since it's there. Working all weekend? Why? Break for dinner? Sir! Working all weekend? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. That is not what I expected. Oh my gosh. That's quite demanding. Okay. Dang. I'm sorry to hear that. Please find time for yourself. Oh, buffing it out. I forgot about that part. Just gonna take this towel. Yeah, I'm sure like any job would love, that's their ideal, like, employee. Oh, you work too much? You're hired. Like, okay, that kind of toned it down nicely. Yeah, I was in Margot's chat, was that the other day? When she's playing Ooblets? That's an interesting game also. I was trying to explain it to someone and I was like, so you go in people's houses and you steal their money? They're like, okay. Interesting game. Interesting, like, interesting basis for how you operate in that game. I was like, yeah, steal their money and then work until you can't anymore. I'm just telling you what I saw, man. Okay, so now, okay, that helped a lot. Now it looks more cohesive and I can actually buff in the warm areas without it looking like, why is that there? So it's not as obvious or weird. And the warmth is still coming through. I don't know, you guys can't see like the details of it, but it is still warm. Hold on. For some reason it's not working. Okay, can you guys still see me? Sometimes the video just cuts out for me. I can still see the chat fine. I think so. But yeah. So getting all these warmer areas. I still want it to be like social simulation. Ah. Oh, okay. I'll definitely say that next time. They're just like, so robbery and home invasion. Cool, cool. It's like, yeah, a little bit of both. Keep it interesting. Social simulation. I'm kind of new to gaming as well. I've played a couple games, but I'm not like, I wouldn't consider myself a gamer. It's kind of like Animal Crossing. See, I haven't played that either. But I am trying to like, inundate myself in the world a little bit. I like playing games, but I'm not good at them. But it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, if you're not good at it, do it more, but then you're also gonna lose and probably die a lot. So I just have to just do it. And there are some I really like I'm really into like the puzzle games, like or like artsy games, I guess. Like, what was this one? Exactly. That's how I feel like. If I can, right, like, but I get frustrated easily. I don't know why I chose to be an artist actually, because it's very frustrating. But other than that, like, I like to do, I forget what it was called. Oh, Superliminal. If you guys haven't played that, I recommend. It's really cool. It's like this, it's about perspective, basically. Why does this keep going on my face? It's about perspective, and so basically, like, everything is to your perspective. So even if you have something in your hand, you can, like, put it somewhere else and it'll grow based on your perspective of it. It's really cool. It's like a puzzle game, perspective game, so that was right down my alley. I'm trying to find more games to play. This one called Stray looked cool. I'm a cat lover. Yeah. The thing is, like, I can play solitaire for hours and like do literal puzzles. I'm very analog like that. Like, obviously I'm an old painter, but I like to do like puzzles, like literal puzzles, solitaire card games, like things like that, Monopoly, Scrabble, word games are really fun, Pictionary, Hangman, I guess, but yeah, I know, I feel like people are like, oh, do you play League? I'm like, oh, do you play like, Lost Ark? Like, no, not really, no, never, actually. LOL, please do, this is a safe space for nerds. I partake as well. I'm not a little bit in between the trees somehow. Maybe I should get a smaller brush. Oh my gosh, me too. I honestly would rather play a board game than a virtual game. I guess it's not rather, it's just like, there are different feelings. Like, it's different to have all your friends around playing Uno and be able to like, or dominoes or like anything, and be like, oh my gosh, like have your little cards or pieces, but it's also different because like virtually you can play with people in like China or something, which is something you cannot do in person always. LOL. The trade-off, you know, gotta put priorities first, you know. I feel like my first video game, I used to have like a Nintendo and like the DS, and I used to always play on there, but I don't know what happened to it. I think it just like broke and I never got it fixed. Like, something happened to the screen, and I was like, okay, well, I was like, I'll fix it eventually, and never got to it. But and then my brother, so I have a younger brother who really got me into like right? I feel like there are. That's very true. And maybe not. Yeah, I think there are, but like, I think it's like, I don't know, the patriarchy. Like people, maybe it's like a male-dominated thing. What isn't? But actually, teaching is probably female-dominated. But anyway, I forgot what I was saying. We used to have Xbox and like the Kinect, where you could like, it was kind of like Wii, but not without the handles. Like it would just watch you and emulate what you were doing on screen, which was also really cool, like for Just Dance and stuff. But also not as cool because any mistake, like with Wii, you could just be like, but you had to really do it when they were watching your whole, it was like a video. It's like, that was fun. But I haven't, I mean, Xbox kind of went out of style when PS4, PS3, PS4 came around. And, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, really? What is with that? I've heard that before too, like, why? Like, why hate people for something, like, it's not even that, it's weird. It's not something you can control, or that changes, like, who you are. To be misogynistic? Well, what do you mean? They just don't like to like engage with them? I don't understand. Oh. 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 Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. I did see that in Margot's rules, like, no spoilers to games or movies and stuff. I was like, why would you spoil it? Yeah, that's very true. And there's an anonymity, which people go wild with. Like, oh, you don't know who I am? Well, let me just run free. Like, is that the best choice though? Yeah, I could see that. Literally, like, people are people. That's interesting. Good to know though, as someone inching my way in. We'll see how it goes. I consider myself to have kind of a thick skin, but I don't know. I cry too. We'll see. Exactly. That's another reason I don't like, that's what I'm saying, like I get frustrated, like I'll be, if I'm not good at a game in like 10 seconds, I'll be mad. But at the same time, I know like I have to keep playing. But it's a balance. Really? That's crazy. Huh. The thing about that is like, yeah, I can see that. But the thing about it is like, I don't know. Wouldn't want people to, I would want people to come for the content, you know? Like not just for, because I'm a girl. Like I feel like, not that it's cheating, but it's like, why are you here? Like I definitely would appreciate like just having an influx of people and like becoming popular, but is it for the right reason, you know? That's like my dilemma with that. I don't even know how my name sounds, honestly. Because I feel like altacore could possibly go either way, depending on, like, where I am. Yeah! People always say that. Like, so when I was in school, my studio, I would always I like to dress up. I think fashion is a big part of my personality. So, like, I like to look nice. I like to, like, dress up. The way I described it to somebody one time is, like, I don't want my best dressed day to be in a casket. Like, I want to dress up every day. Like, that should be normal. That should be every day. It should come with living. But, yeah, like, my professor would always be like, why are you wearing that dress? Like, to paint in. And somehow I kept it clean. Some of them. A lot of them actually have paint on them. But I've just accepted it. I mean, like, I have specific paint pants that I wear sometimes that just are covered in paint, and I'm like, that's fine. Sometimes people even ask me, oh, where'd you get those? I'm like, this is natural. This is all natural, man. I spilled paint on myself this many times. Like, yeah, this is something to live by. Nice, impressive piece of clothing there. But actually, like, I like fashion and clothes, but I also don't take it too seriously. Actually, I kind of do. I kind of don't kind of do. I do a little bit of modeling on the side. So I do, like, kind of take fashion seriously, like this serious. Compared to art. Art is, like, my main thing. So I'm going to paint regardless. One time I was in class and I was wearing this yellow dress and we were painting something and I got some paint on my dress. My professor was like, oh my gosh, is that a painting dress? LOL. LOL. That's actually, that probably worked. Oh my gosh. Because so many people just come up to me when they see me wearing those pants or, like, my white shoes. They were white once upon a time. They have so many colors on them now. And people come up to me like, oh, are you an artist? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, how do you know? And they'll be like, I saw your shoes. It's like, oh. Yeah, they're a little colorful. Like, 4 or 5 people have said that to me. I'm like, oh, people really pay attention to the shoes I'm wearing. Maybe I should try. But also, it's a good segue into talking about, like, art and stuff. Like, I am an artist. Here's my Instagram. So, it's a balance. This is really bothering me. It's just, like, really muddy. And then it goes into this bright pink. So I'm going to do actually the same thing I did up here and do a wash of the darker blue. And then, see how I like that? So I'm going to use that Prussian blue, some of this. I low-key upgraded my palette. Okay, no problem. Please, I'm glad you could stop by. And please do take time for yourself. Like, it's the weekend. It's the weekend. Enjoy life. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing, kind of brush it in. This is called doing a wash. And then I will bring, okay, I hate to hear it, but I understand working also. Ooh, wow, this smells like, this does not smell good at all. It is a harsh chemical, so I should have expected that. No matter how many times I read the word odorless on the container, it always has an odor. I know this by now. Golly. Okay. It smells really potent. I should open this window, but maybe not. It's more of a door, I guess, actually. Ooh, I don't want to spill. Okay, so with this, I'm gonna do the same thing, kind of give it a forget the sides, and then I'm just gonna use these handy dandy Chipotle napkins, multi-purpose, and buff it out. So this will give it the cooler color like the original, and it will even out everything and kind of take away that muddy look while preserving the warmth underneath. So, and I'm gonna brush away more in the front and leave some more in the back to show like depth going back in space. Oh my gosh, it smells terrible. Woo-wee. When is the air coming back on? Okay. So, you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Is this working? Okay. Okay, so the cool wash also pushes back the painting, or the floor, I mean the ground. So now it's looking more like background. And with the warmth of the people, well, his is kind of cool also, but I'll make sure that their skin is very warm. That's why I have these nice reddy flesh tones, or red-y, meaning like red, not reddy. I guess both. But I'm pretty satisfied with the background right now. It's looking nice. I'm gonna work on this later. I keep postponing working on the main people, and that's not good. Like, I really need to have them done soon. So, I don't know, I'm nervous to work on them, but we're just gonna jump in and do it. Okay, so, I need more white. My white is now like a very light blue, and light blue is not a good skin color for humans. So, I've actually done some pretty cute light blue skinned people, so I can't say it's not a good skin color. And I've seen some pretty cool. Art is so versatile. People can be blue. Okay. So, my handy dandy palette knife. Okay. And let us begin. Still got blue in it immediately. Cool. Just kidding. Let's do this again. Some white. I'm gonna move it into the middle where no blue can get on it. Cool. All right. I can't wait to work on something else. What should I do next? I'm thinking, like, I have this, what is it, 6 foot, this 5 foot canvas over there just waiting for me to open it up. I'm gonna have like a whole reveal, and then I'll start that painting soon. Probably in a couple weeks when I get back. but it's been like watching me. It's been looking at me like, I see you can paint every day, but you haven't even looked at me. You haven't even opened me, dude. It's like, I know. Soon. But I also don't know what to paint on it. I have some ideas, but not enough to open the canvas. And I'm pretty focused on this anyway, actually. So, balance. Okay, this is really pink. I added some green for some reason. I'm like on autopilot right now. I need yellow. Supplies. Oh great, here's the yellow. Didn't have to dig too far. Ugh, gosh. Here it is. One time I got a yellow paint for one of my like end of year series. It was called Untouchables. And I was doing a bunch of portraits of like influential people throughout history, and I'm mixing the paint, and I'm like, okay, I need yellow to brighten up this brown color. Where's the top? I just had it. So I'm mixing the paint, and I'm mixing the paint, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at how this paint is mixing. Look at how it's mixing together. Like, it's really different from the way it usually feels, the way it usually looks. It's kind of like glistening. It's kind of like particle-y. And so I'm mixing the paint, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what, it's fine. I guess it's the brand I got or something. It must be like, it doesn't mix well with this other brand I have. But I was like, I mixed it enough to the point where I was like, I'm gonna use it. So I'm using this mixed paint, and I'm like, why is it like getting so like, it kind of felt like I was painting with clay or something. I was like, what is happening? Guys, I look back at my paints. I have oil colors. Half of my paints are oils, and the yellow I had gotten was acrylic. I was like, that's why. I mixed acrylic with oils, and I'm wondering why it's drying so fast. Pay attention. Maybe. Pay attention in the store, lady. Duh. Maybe that's why your painting is coming out terrible. I was so confused. I was like, why is this happening? Because I did not have the right paints. Oh my gosh. And it's not like I can just go and return the yellow I already opened and used. That was embarrassing. And then I had to hang it up for my show. So all of my peers and people, all the guests, are just looking at my painting like, this looks odd. But my classmates were so nice about it. They were like, oh, it looks fine. I didn't even notice. Yes, you did. Like, you guys are like all like expert painters. You did notice. Just being nice. But anyway, cautionary tale. Make sure you look at your paints. Okay, so guys, this looks terrible. I don't like this paint at all. I mean, I don't like the color I made. I need to fix it. It looks like very yellow, pink. It would be good for like a sunset picture, maybe, but I need to lighten it up and probably add more yellow. Okay, that's actually helping a lot. Let me get a little bit more. Art school was really interesting. Like, very interesting. Sometimes it's interesting because everything is very opinionated. Like, you go to art school and you're like, I'm gonna learn, well, I went to art school after going to arts high school, so I'd already had like a base of knowledge about art, and like a respect for it. But people go to art school like, oh, I'm just gonna breeze through. I'm like, it's art. I mean, if there's a section of it in university, like, it is a discipline. Like, it's not, you're not just, this isn't like hobby time. Like, we can tell if people who are actually working on it and like practicing and working hard can tell if you're not. So, but it's very opinionated at the same time. So people will try to defend their work even if they haven't worked on it. So it's just like, oh well, I wanted to show. Okay, this is a side comment, but somebody had the nerve to tell me that my art was childlike in one of my classes. I was like, excuse me? I'm like 20 at this point, ma'am. How's my art childlike? Anyway, back to my story. So everything is very opinionated. Exactly. Like, literally everyone has their own thoughts, and it's like, that's fine. This is like yeah, I was like, whoa, pipe down, lady. But exactly. Everyone was, it's very opinionated. But I had to just let it slide. I was like, okay, you're just gonna say that in front of our professor like that? Cool. Meanwhile, I've been studying art like twice as long as everyone there. I was like, okay. That's fine. I'll live. I'm gonna go start a business and make money doing art, so whatever. Actually, low-key, like, my origin story, in middle school, my art professor was like, I did this piece and it was kind of like abstract. It was like abstract with like different lines and like splotches of paint. And my professor was, or not professor, he was only a teacher. Not only, but like, he was a teacher. I was like in middle school, maybe 3rd, 4th grade. And he was like, oh no, that's not art. I was like, excuse me, sir? Yes, it is. He was like, no, but you don't have this technique and this and that. I was like, LOL, I'm the person I'm complaining about in the same story. I was like, everything is art. Everything around you is art. And everything around you kind of is art. Like, literally people designed everything you see, except for nature, which is also very cool. But I was just like, oh, well, I'm gonna be an artist now. So there. And 10 years later, I am. But, yeah, what was I even saying before? In art school, everything's opinionated. So people were like, oh yeah, I did this painting, oh my gosh. I did this painting, okay, there's one person in my mind that's sticking out. This lady came to our critique. Critique are supposed to have work that you've been working on for like classes and classes, like you've been working on a long time. And as, like, literally, like, how is it not art? Honestly, I don't feel that there should be any person that deems, oh, this is art and this isn't art. Like, who are you? Who are you to say? Like, what are you talking about? Literally everything is art. But I will say, bro, what? Oh my gosh, not the self-art hate, not the self-art deprecation, no. But it is subjective, exactly. And so, but, okay, so the thing that I'm saying is, even though everything is art, there's a way to make it look better. So that's why you go to art school, that's why you learn art, like, basically. And I'm saying you can start with the talent or like the want to do it or the creative like vibe, but you don't go to art school to do the same things, is what I'm saying. So there was this one time we went to a critique and we're going around the room, everybody has their drawings up on the wall. This was drawing class, college level. So I'm like, oh, I'm excited. And we get to this one girl. We did like a little background on, hello, Yaya Sat. Hello, welcome. we did like a little background on each of our works before we got feedback from the class, from our critics, basically. I mixed class and critics, I said crass. But anyway, we got feedback from the class. So she's telling us about it, and she's like, I basically always draw these, and I thought they looked pretty, so I brought it to class. And I was like, they do look pretty. And like the point of your art can be like for aesthetics, but I was like, you could have added more. Like, literally, I felt bad, but I was like the person that people, cause you know when you go to college, like the professors kind of don't. At least when I went to school there, I was at Temple. The professors were kind of like standoffish, and they wanted the class to speak, which makes sense. Like, give us our peer groups. But people would literally ask me after class, because I think it was because I went to like arts high school too. Like I had like just a longer time learning it. But people would come after class and be like, you didn't say anything about my work during critique. Like, what did you think? I'm like, oh, I thought it was really good. I didn't have any critique. But I was like, well, I think, especially since you've been doing it a long time, you should try and push it. Like, I was trying to give her, but some people, like, I don't know. The point I'm making is people go into art school thinking, or even into art thinking, oh, this is easy, this is fun. And it can be, but if you want it to be, like, if you want to be serious about it, like, be serious. Because it's rude when other people are being serious and you're like, oh, it's nothing. Like, it is something. I'm trying my hardest here. Kind of rude to see someone just be like, oh, well, this is nothing, and I'm gonna bring it to class. Or this is like something I just do and I brought it to class. Like, be a little bit more, have some respect, if you want to really take this seriously, if you're gonna go to college and spend thousands of dollars on this, please take it seriously. Like, you could be doing anything. But yeah, just a little rant there. So back to my painting. But yeah, I mean, I'm like a huge advocate for like all art is art. And I remember in high school one of my professors was talking about that, like how basically, right, exactly. And I'm like, all art, I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's not art, like that's ridiculous. But I'm like welcoming of all art, but it's like the intent to make good art versus like the not caring, especially if you're like trying to, so if you're trying to like be an artist, if you're in school for art, I feel like you should care more. If you're doing art as a hobby, if you just like to paint, like when you come home, like that's fine. But like, if you're learning all these concepts, at least use them. Like if you're literally learning, oh, you need contrast, you need harmony, you need, what are the other principles of design? You need all these other 7 things. Like, use them. Why not? That's kind of the point. And I'm not saying I use them all in every piece I'm doing, but I do like try to incorporate them since I did pay thousands of dollars for that education. So might be useful now that I'm an artist. I did my best. And like, yeah, I just feel like if you're gonna ask people to pay hundreds, thousands of dollars for your work, like, please make it worth it. And people can tell, even if they don't know what it is that they like or that they're seeing, they can tell like when a work is thought out. I forget what study it was that was talking about how like they put a bunch of kids' drawings next to a bunch of like Jackson Pollock or Mondrian, who their art could be seen as like, oh, a child could do that. Like, I can splatter paint on this thing, on this canvas, or I can draw boxes and put color in them. But each time the like guests would be able to pick out the like original Mondrian or the actual artist's work. And it's because of those principles and just of like elements and principles of art and design. Like, we don't learn them for nothing. Like, but yeah, I feel like there's value in knowing that just as an artist, because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, that's how art started for me. It was a hobby. But then my mom was like, honestly, I wanted to be an actress. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be an actress, but when I was younger, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be in movies, I want to be an actress, but that didn't work out. I get like, not stage fright, but I'm not as, I don't know, I get nervous. So I ended up kind of segueing into behind the scenes stuff. I did a lot of prop design and like set stuff and behind the scenes like art, basically, like stage art and stuff. And then this was simultaneously like while I was in art school. So it kind of just naturally moved away from that. But I still love theater. But I just probably wouldn't, I'm not pursuing it with my all like I am with art. Is this dry enough? Okay, it actually is. So this. Oh my gosh, you should just jump in. Basically, I literally just started Monday, and I was like, okay, I've been wanting to do it for a long time too. And then I was like, okay, I have this commission I need to do. Let me get it done. Let me go on here and just do it every day. And honestly, I would have skipped days if I had not been streaming it, because I'm like, sometimes it's late. Like, I think I did one towards like 9 o'clock. I was like, should I even go on? Like, no, I'm tired. And I went on for like 2 hours. So it doesn't matter. I mean, it is, the hard part is starting, I think. Because once you start, you can kind of get into a role. But you should. You should. I recommend. I think it's fun. Because, I mean, it's definitely like more interesting and more like engaging than just painting by myself. I mean, that's fine too, but I think it's better to like have like feedback and be able to talk to people about it while I'm doing it. And kind of like learn from each other. I've learned so much just being on Twitch like these last few days. Bro! Wait, I think I know exactly the piece you're talking about. Wait, who was that? Marcel Duchamp. The Urinal Painting, oh my gosh, and he called it like, what do you call it? It was like ready-mades. Oh my gosh. Marcel Duchamp ready-made. He literally took a toilet, put like our mutt on it, and was like, this is art. That is one I may make an exception for, because I feel like, what? Huh? Sir, why am I trying so hard? Like, a toilet, a urinal. Cool. And he did another one which was like artist poop in containers, and it was he sold them for what was it, like yeah, I was like, that's very interesting concept, but I don't know if I would go see that in person. But he did another one. It's like, but nobody knows if there's, I mean, it's crazy because like, why do we care? But he did this artist poop in a can, sold them for the gold standard price. So like its weight in gold, he sold them. Each can, like over time. All of them are sold, I think. I'm pretty sure. And to this day, yep, exactly, yep. And to this day, people don't know if it's really in there because if you open it, it kind of loses its value. So he could have just been selling anything. But I guess that's part of the art. I think that's definitely like concept art. Like it's like the idea of it rather than more than the actual object, because just SMH. But that's what I'm saying, like art is so freeform, there's no way you can say like, oh, your splatter is not art. Excuse me, sir. Do you know Jackson Pollock? One of the most famous artists, like literally splatter art. I mean, NFTs have the recent crash, LOL. People were like, oh my gosh, but it has no base. I mean, like cryptocurrency and NFTs are really funny. Everyone wants, there's so much around that. Literally one of my classmates actually was really into NFTs. This was before the crash, but she was really into NFTs. She was like, yeah, I want to do virtual art. I want to have virtual stuff. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. But the only thing about that, like, this is archival. This will last forever. They can have this and pass it down to their great grandchildren. Yes, cubism is fun. Oh my gosh, I have an itch and paint on my fingers. I just got this shirt. Already joined the club of painted clothes of mine. That's fine. Cubism is fun. I think cubism, I really like different styles and stuff. Like, I think each one has its own merit, but just not all of them are for me, per se. Like, it's not even that I don't like it, it's just I could probably not do it. Like, I'm really great with this like realistic stuff, but tell me to reorganize someone's face. Hey, welcome back. Tell me to reorganize someone's face and like make it into cubes. Not really my speed, not really gonna do that very well because I'm not that kind of like artist. But like I can do realism. I try to do more abstract stuff now, but it's still based in like, it's like abstract realism. So it's not like this kind of. Like the sky didn't actually look like this, but you know it's the sky. So I'm like walking the line of it, but we'll see. Maybe that's something I really want to work on as an artist, like being able to, oh my gosh, I love, same, Renaissance. I think my favorite period is probably like Baroque, Dada, where everything was just so rich. Huh. Ooh, small world. But I really like the like Renaissance where everything was changing. Oh my gosh, there was that like you guys are getting me started on art history. There was that yeah, Caravaggio. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh, this is cool. Caravaggio really did it with his chiaroscuro. For those of you who don't know, chiaroscuro is like to do something or have something really dark, like a really dark shadow, and then like kind of like it fades into light. I think. I'm pretty sure I have that definition right. Can my mod double check that, please? Maybe, if yes or no. But yeah, Caravaggio. And then there was this whole like line work versus color battle between, what are their names? It's gonna come to me in the middle of the night. Yeah, it is dramatic, and it's like, but it's very elegant at the same time. Everyone was very, it was beautiful. Quite a time to be alive. Yeah, oh my gosh. All this art history floating around my brain. Someone was talking about Italy yesterday. I was asking people like where they would want to travel. Someone said Italy. When I think of Italy, I think of like Renaissance art. I think actually like just a bunch of art actually, but all of Europe, so much art. I really need to do like a, yeah, Italy. Italy has a lot of history there, but I need to do like a Rome in general, really, but I need to do like a backpacking trip. Maybe not backpacking, but like a Euro art trip. That'll be fun. Ooh, and I could Twitch it or stream it. I keep saying Twitch instead of stream. What about you guys? Where's something where like on your bucket list if I have to go there before I die? I was saying London yesterday. I don't know. I need to practice my is that even British? What am I doing? I have this British accent. Wait guys, let me turn it on. I'm also learning Spanish. Wait, that's not right. I'll get to it. Pretend. Pish tosh. I was learning Spanish for quite a while, but I'm not really that great at it right now. The thing is, I was learning it even when I was a child. I used to go to school and they would teach it as the language, but I never paid that much attention. Sorry. So, yes. Like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien y tú, etc. Japan, oh my gosh. Yes. I really went to Japan too. Arizona has so much. I did a little bit, but it's just, I want to go to London and actually practice it and see if I can fool the locals, but I'm not sure. I've heard it's good, but I also am not sure because I haven't been myself, and it is, that's very true. The thing is, even in Japan, like Japan is like so anime centric. I remember seeing some posts where they had AOT laundry detergent. I was like, okay, that's one way to market. Just buy your favorite anime's laundry. Oh yeah, Eren Yeager washes his clothes with this. Like, does he though? Does he? Is that true? Show me the Carfax. But yes, Japan, I really want to go. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Japan, London, all the big ones really. I'd say the one that's like not one of the main places would be like, I really want to go to Sierra Leone in West Africa. That's like where half my family is from, so I need to go eventually sometime in my life. Like, just to go see, say I've been. A lot of times people will be like, oh, have you been? Never. But America for now. Also somewhere with a nice beach. Oh, where are you from? I always, like, I know Twitch is like worldwide, But I'm so used to like, oh cool! That's so exciting to me. I always feel like, I don't know, I'm like, I have to like switch my mindset about that. Cause I'm so used to like local people, I guess, like knowing people locally. And even though I know that Twitch is like worldwide and like literally anywhere in the world, like people can log on, my mindset has not like gotten there yet. I'm still like, oh yeah, everyone's in the DMV. Like, no, they're not. Okay, that's so cool. Huh. That's very cool to me. I really want to travel. Travel is one of the big things on my lists. Like my bucket list, like things I want to do. Okay, let me work on this also. LOL. Sitting here just ignoring you. So I'm going to push this back a little bit more with the dark blue. And then blend that out. Like that. Is that making sense? Does that look good? Like, I can see it, but I don't feel like I have a good perspective. Like, I don't have, like, the whole picture, if that makes sense. Like, I'm looking at these details, like, ooh, I need to fix that. But, I'm finally gonna start her wedding dress today. Like, that is absolutely happening. Maybe tomorrow. I'm really nervous about it. It's like the pièce de résistance. I don't want to mess that up at all, but I do need to start working on it. I'm gonna put his shoes in since the last thing, like, missing. There's some of this brown and some of my green and some of my Prussian blue because they're like black, but I don't want to use black. I never use black. I would rather make a darker, like more rich color. So this is black adjacent, and I'm gonna just block in his shoes like so. So, oh, thanks. I was learning Spanish and French, so I know a little bit of French. I actually even went to Paris once for like study abroad, which is fun. It was a crazy time, man. But literally, it was crazy. Let me tell you a little bit about that. Story time. So before, it was like a free study abroad, which is really nice, but it was for high schoolers. So I was in high school at the time, and it was only for my class. So I was like, I'm definitely gonna apply to this and get in. Like, I'm not, there's no question about it. Free trip to Paris, I'm going. And I'd already been taking French for 2 years. So I was like, okay. And French was a language that I was actually like, serious about. Like, I actually wanted to learn it. It wasn't just like, oh, we're gonna teach you Spanish. So, a couple weeks before we were supposed to go, it was supposed to be Paris and Nice. A couple weeks before we were supposed to go, Nice had the terrorist attack. This is 2016, I think. I don't remember exactly what it was, but somebody had burned something down and they tried to cancel the trip. So I was like, no, basically. Eventually they were like, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna still go, but we're just not gonna go to Nice. I was like, okay, that's fine. But then, oh my gosh. So I was like, okay, trip's back on. My mom was like, well, I don't know if I want you over there. I was like, I'm going. This is me at 16. That's how my mom going to overseas. Like, yeah, I don't care what you say. I'm gonna go. This is not an opportunity that's gonna come every day. So I'm gonna go. But so I was like, okay, fine, blah blah blah. I need to get a passport. They paid for everything. It was really sweet. They paid for everything, but I need to get a passport. So I was like, Mom, where's my birth certificate? I need my birth certificate to get the passport. She's like, oh, it's just in the safe. I was like, great, let's go get it. We go to the safe. She can't find the key anywhere. I was like, I need it tomorrow. So we were looking for the key everywhere. Like, everything was overturned. There was no rock left, like, not overturned. I don't know. I messed up. I jumbled that saying. But anyway, so we were looking for the key everywhere, and I was like, you know what? We're not going to find the key tonight, but I am going to open the safe. So I looked at a bunch of YouTube videos. Exactly. I was like, I'm going to go. There's no reality where I'm not on the plane. So I looked at a bunch of YouTube videos and like how to open up the safe, how to like jimmy a lock, and I open it. I get in, and I'm like, great. Yeah. So I was like, my mom was like crying, laughing. She was like, okay, so just breaking into stuff here. It's like, yeah, if need be, yes I am. So I got the passport fine. My passport picture looks terrible. Actually, I'm not gonna show you guys. It looks terrible. I don't know why I was like, let me do like 2 pigtails and a bow. Guys, I still use that passport to this day. But luckily they're not judging me too hard. It's valid for another like 3 years. I was 17 when I got it, but anyway, I was just like, you know what, just bear with me. Don't look too hard at the picture. Just, yep, that's me. Thank you very much. I'll take that back. But I ended up going on the trip, and it was awesome. It was a lot. So we had to switch around the like itinerary because we're gonna go to Nice, like have some beach time. But instead we just went to Paris. So there was this, we did a bunch of stuff. I had to talk to everyone in French. So exciting. I was like, oh, bonjour, parlez-vous français, parlez-vous anglais? And some of them, they were like, no, we don't speak English here. So speak French. I was like, okay, no safety net. Cool. I guess that's the point of me being here. Language immersion. But it was great. French is incredibly difficult. Oh my gosh. And my French teacher was just like, come on guys, get it. Bro, what? I've actually heard English is really hard too though. But I mean, since I was born into it, I guess I know it better. I know it so. I know it enough to speak. But not like I can never look up how to spell words. But yeah, French is difficult. From English to French or Spanish or like gendered languages, le, la, el, not for me. Not for me. Recently went to like a Spanish speaking place and I was mixing up the L and la all the time. I was like, I'm so sorry. They were like, oh, you mean L? I was like, yeah. That's what I meant. El aeropuerto. Yep, L. Yep. I know it, but I don't know it. English, everything is, there's no gender. There's no gender for different words, so it's just like, you say it and it's right. Yes, I've been trying to listen to more like Spanish songs, like Spanish music, Spanish shows. I just finished, did I finish it? Money Heist, really good show also. But you do have to like inundate yourself in it. And I was asking other like bilingual, multilingual people, like, how did you learn the next language? Most people kind of grew up with it, but a lot of people said listening to songs, watching movies. And something that surprised me was somebody said you have to watch the movie in Spanish with Spanish subtitles. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because then you kind of have to rely on the context clues, and you hear, you listen for different words instead of just like relying on the English at the bottom. I was like, that makes so much sense. But that was also a struggle. Like, not gonna lie, I would watch it in Spanish with Spanish subtitles, and then I would go back and watch it again with English subtitles, so I could kind of make some connections. But it was good. I'm sort of still on my Spanish learning journey. I wanted to learn Spanish and French at the same time, since I already have like a little bit of a background in each, but that might not happen. I feel like I need to focus on one and get like a good grip on it before I go and add another one. I'm excited. LOL, same. Like my anime, I'm always like, oh yeah, baka janai no? Which means like, are you an idiot? But they say it so often. But like, and nani? Or arigatou gozaimasu? Or oishi? Or kawaii? Or I don't know, other things. But yeah, that's like 5 words in Japanese that, I mean, if I want to go there, I cannot order food, I cannot go anywhere, I cannot ask for directions, so just anime, Japanese, literally only useful to watch the shows. So like, yeah, like my minimal Japanese. But I mean, it's something, at least for watching like different cultures, you know? I like to look at it like that. Okay. So while I'm doing these touch-ups, I'm kind of messing up other areas. I'm just gonna go back over them. Okay. Very glad not paint on the dress, because that active paint, so this is why I'm really leaving it to the end. Smarticle particle here. Not because I'm scared to paint it. Preposterous. But yeah, I think language is so cool. And so this is kind of has to do with my art as well, but I really like language because I feel like it's a way to communicate, kind of like art. Art, I don't have to translate it anywhere. Well, a lot of places, if people see this, they'll be like, oh, a wedding, oh, a marriage. But to speak, I think to speak in different languages is super cool. I really just need to get back to it. But realistically, I'll probably know like a little bit of different languages. Unless I do like that immersion thing I was talking about, and like go to a place where I have to know it. That's what my friend said. So my friend was born in the Dominican Republic and then came to America and learned English because they had to. They were in school every day and were like, what are you saying? So they had to learn English really quick. I was like, that's one way to do it. I don't know if I want to do that to myself. but it would work, I'm sure. Or like teach English in a Spanish-speaking country. That could work. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe the next stream, maybe not the next one, but maybe a stream in like a year or two, I can speak in French. Maybe. Don't hold me to that. Like come 2025, like, so you're speaking French, right? Don't you have a French stream now? I remember you saying that. We have you on video. Oh. LOL. JK. Unless it's a yes, that would be cool too. How are you guys' weekends going though? My weekend has been, or your week. The hero music has entered the chat. Actually, a lot of classical music reminds me of Tom and Jerry. Like, like cat and mouse. They basically just use classical music. That was their whole show. There was no dialogue. It was just chasing and music. Relatable. Bored to death. Hopefully I'm not part of that, sorry. I know I'm doing like detail work. It's not as glitz and glam as like the background or doing stuff like that. But I can relate. I just finished doing, I just graduated recently and then did a summer job, and now I'm looking for like full-time stuff, but we'll see how it is going. How it's gonna go. How's the search going for you? I feel like it's easier and harder. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I also need to find some games. The Ooblets game was is on my list, and Stray. And then I want to find some more like puzzle games too. What kind of games do you like? I haven't heard The Witcher. Or heard of The Witcher. The Dark Soul game that you're talking about, I think I've heard of it. Is it by the same creators as Beyond Two Souls? Yes. Yes, I'm setting up my Discord also. Yeah, that's a nice little good memory. So I'm setting up my Discord to like do recommendations for videos or for games to play and for other things that may come up. So it's like I want to start doing movie nights, more games, and maybe like I don't know, something else. I see a lot of people doing cool different activities, so I want to do that too. I don't have cool activities. But yeah. So there's my Discord. It's brand new, so like help me populate it. But it should be fun. Ooh, I do not. But I will soon. Okay, so also follow my Instagram. My Instagram is like my main hub right now. But I am working on putting together a streaming schedule because I know that's what people usually have. I literally just started, but I'm trying to get stuff together. Discord is one part of that puzzle. But I will have one soon. I'll let people know through Instagram and on here if I can, or like if I have oh my gosh, sorry. This is like Law and Order or something. Anyway, I will let people know as soon as possible on basically all platforms, but I do not have one at the moment. I will work on that. Discord will be the best place to like keep up with me for now. Discord and / or Instagram. My nose is feeling stuffy. I need to make sure to get this. So he has a big smile. Very happy. It's a good day. Okay, I have my phone, like, you guys are on my phone right now. But I will definitely follow back. Oops. I might just continue work on the background, guys. Because I don't think that I can work on my face right now. Just the color palette I'm looking at, it's more background oriented, and I do really want to get the background done before, yes it is. I do want to get my background done before I get too far into the details, because I don't want to see so much red, which was like my base color, while I'm doing like the final parts, because I'll have to go backwards and I'd rather just bump it forwards. So let's do it. Okay, some of this blue. Oil painting definitely is my favorite medium. I started, so like my journey with art, I guess, was drawing a lot, like pens, markers, pencils of course, and then I got into, well, I always had like art class in school, but I never really took it seriously because I was like, that's just the class that they have, so we have a break between science and math, you know? That's what I thought at the time. I was a kid. But I didn't realize that I could make that my job. I didn't know, I thought it was just like you could be a mathematician or a scientist, but art is just for fun. So that was interesting to find out. So then I went to arts high school, and we only did acrylic there. So for 4 years of thinking that acrylic was like the peak of painting, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, look at this, this, look what I made, like it's so cool. But it dries so quickly. Like, I didn't realize how quickly it dried until I started using oils, which were like, oh, they never dry. Well, they do dry eventually, but it takes way longer. Like, I can put this on the or paint on the canvas, leave, have lunch, go to the beach. I don't know, do stuff. Come back and I can still like mix. So that's really nice. But that only started in college. Went to my first painting class. In college, I had to wait a year to do my first painting class. I was like, I went to school knowing I would be a painter. And they were like, well, just in case you don't actually know, take all these other random classes. It's like, okay, that's fine. But it wasn't fine. I already knew what I wanted to do. It was like, I have to do it on my own to like keep up the skill, practice and learn and stuff. But I was like, this is your job. I don't have to do this myself. Oh, that's a good idea. Like, streaming has really kept me on track with this commission especially. Like, the entire thing has been on Twitch. Like, working on it outside, I have not. But when I'm like, okay, well, let me put Twitch on and work on my commission that I have to get done. Like, someone's paying me to do this. Like, this is not just leisure. Oh, you can do whatever you want. Like, I have to get this done. So I was like, but it's really kept me on track. Engineering is cool though. I feel like I like engineering, but I do not like math. I like the science and like the how things work. But math and we fight. Like, we're not friends. So unless I like have to know the math to do something. The thing is, I'm not bad at math. Like, I was always in the advanced math classes. I just don't like doing it. Like, why? Why don't we know who Pythagoras is? Like, why did he make triangles for me to have to learn about years later? Not my cup of tea. But when I went to that arts high school that I could only do acrylic, which was sucked, but it was really inspiring. I was like, oh my gosh, like, all these people are artists. And they live in my city, and they're teaching me how to do art. Like, what the heck? This is a real job. Like, I can do that. Like, I can make that my life. Wait, hold on. Change of plans. Dang, don't do that. So now here I am doing it. But, I mean, it took a long time for me to get here from, like, painting in class, from, like, my, what is it called? My middle school, my grade school class, to painting every day. So, it was a journey for sure. And I still do other things, like, other than my own, like, painting and commissions and stuff, I do teach. School of Athens? I don't know that one. I might know it, but I can't picture it right now. But, I'll have to look it up. That's cool. I love art history, but I learned so much about it that I don't, like, some gets lost in the cracks. But I love when, like, I meet with art historians, like curators, and they're like, oh, this reminds me of 19th century France. When I had this, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I was going for. Yeah. I feel like I got influences from that. Yeah. It's like, the thing is, I might have, just because I learned it, but not always intentionally did I go for that. but I'll go with the flip. Ah, ooh, fresco. Exactly. Like, Da Vinci, his inventions, drawings, etc. The thing about it is, like, art is invention. Like, you're inventing something. Like, all arts. Music, writing. You're creating something new. Which is really cool. That's something I really like about art. Also, fresco, the process to make a fresco, like, you have to paint it in the wall. Like, that's so laborious. Oh my gosh. It's like you paint it in the wall and then you have to wait for the wall to dry. And like you do some kind of like cover on top. It's like, okay. To actually, cause it's like a cool thing, but it's also a setback if you want that painting to go somewhere else. Because you can't move it. It's the wall. So, where's it gonna go? How are you gonna move it? You're gonna take the wall out of the building? Are you? Like, yeah, not really. But they are cool to see because usually they aren't in their place. Their original original place that they were painted. This is cool. I'm so glad I can like talk art history with you guys. Like I feel like I have this like massive knowledge that nobody really talks about day to day. Like, oh, do you remember the sculptures of Giacometti? Like, what are you talking about, lady? But I do. Like it's not every day you get to talk about art history. It's especially good to know as an artist though too. Because you can pick and choose what do you like, what do you not like, what do you want to change. Okay, this is really bothering me. I feel like I've had, right, like when I'm in art school, that's something that I miss about it, kind of, but also, I don't know. When I was in middle school, I was the art kid. Like, oh, we have to do a drawing project? Where's Sierra? But, like, in art school, I was like, everyone knows how to paint. Everyone knows art history. I know it's nice to be able to talk to people if they would have the same background knowledge as me, or like be able to critique my work from like, well, this is history, this is now, this is the color, this is the match, this is like the art, the color theory, etc. Oh my gosh! Sorry. I put the, oh gosh, so messy. It almost dripped on his face, so did not want that. But, what was I saying? Oh, it was nice to have that community, but, now I'm like, oh, that wasn't real life. That was just the bubble. So, I'm kind of trying to rebuild that community here, I guess. Like with Twitch, Discord, etc. Do a lighter one. Oh, yeah, I should do. I'm also gonna kind of do a wash on this building as well, because I feel like that's what's bothering me about it. Like it's too, at least the columns, because I think it's too like these were like sketch lines that I probably shouldn't have made in the first place, but I did. And it was a little bit too sketchy. Like I did not expect to see them at this point of the painting, but they are still here. And I think I toned them down. In the actual photograph that I'm referencing, you can barely see the lines. But I feel like I wanted to emphasize them, but maybe not this much. So I'm just gonna tone them down a little bit. That feels so much better, guys. It was competing too much with the people. Oh my gosh, that helped a lot. Okay. As it dries, it'll kind of shine through again, but that's a lot better. That is a lot better than before. There we go. So I'll let that dry for a little bit and work on this. Thank you. Thank you. So like, I never had anything against green, but I used to really not like purple. But recently I've like found a new love for it. It's like really rich. There's this one purple that I like to use. I don't know if I have any, but it's called Dioxazine Purple. Oh, guys, so rich. For me, since I usually just use like the primary colors, I like to get a darker version so that I can just add white if I need a lighter one. You can add purple to a light purple, you know? But, I mean, this is my favorite blue right now. It looks like black. Or, it's here also. It's all over, actually. But, I think that the Dioxazine looks so freaking good. It looks so good. But, I don't know why I didn't like purple. My favorite color for a long time was yellow, and when I thought about it, I was like, those are opposites. Like, those are complementary colors, but like they are opposite of the color wheel. Maybe that was why. I don't know. Why do you not like green? I had to like rationalize why I did like purple to myself, because I was like, as an artist, I should love all colors. Blue, purple, and pink. Okay. Pink, yellow, and red are my favorites. Like, don't tell the other colors, but I'm gonna use them all generally, kind of, sort of, most of the time, if I have to. But I usually just use the primary colors and mix whatever I need. Have to fluff, moving through the air, living its life. Okay, so you guys can kind of see how the wash, or the lines are coming through the wash. Yeah, can you? That's what I want. That's what I want to see. But just for continuity, I'm going to do the top as well. Scumble that in. Okay. There used to be a blue I really liked called Cerulean, but I don't know, I abandoned it. I used to have the cerulean hat that I used to wear every day, like during school, in high school. Right? Me too, because it pushes it back. Like, it was competing too much. It had too much going on, too much contrast. Okay, me trying to get perspective. I think I'm just gonna tone it down. Like, I'll do a much lighter color, maybe even white. Like, that would be better. Okay. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna use that same blue that I have here and make it a blue gray and kind of start the front. do the wash reverse. So I did the blue, the darker blue in the back, and I'm gonna do the lighter blue to the front, or to the back. And you guys will see how the process, the culmination of this, all this red and all the red undertones. Why did we do that? Huh, you will see soon. Well, I'll also tell you. So I did start with the red undertone to give it a warmer backing, because the entire picture was like very blue-green. So it gave it a warmer backing, and it helps with just making the colors more vibrant. Like blue is a very cool color. Add some purple in it, all of it, or make it a purple, all of a sudden it's very warm. And this is a warm moment. Like I want to kind of emphasize their union, and I want to have the contrast between the blues in the background and the warmth of them, like their union. But and that's another reason that this like competition between the gazebo and the people, I was like, I'm just nip that in the bud. Sorry, I'm feeling a little stuffy. But I'm gonna make that lighter gray blue. How can I make gray without using black? I have the light blue. I'm gonna do maybe some green. Alright, can you guys see? Oh, same. Like, I mean, I do commissions for, I do like to do commissions, I guess. It's cool and interesting to like kind of peek into someone's life and like give them something beautiful. But I also prefer freedom. Like my own personal work, I almost never use references. In fact, that was one of my notes that my professor gave me, that I could improve my work if I used references. But even when I do use references, I'm not copying the whole picture. I'm needing to know what an ear looks like. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I don't know how to pause this. I need to blow my nose. I'll be right back and give you my thoughts. Okay, guys, I'm back. But I'm also realizing I gotta look at myself in the mirror, and my face is covered in paint. Why did you guys tell me? Oh my gosh. LOL. Life of an artist, I guess. Okay. But yeah, like I never take a reference and, well, unless I'm doing commission and they specifically ask me to literally copy it, I don't take a reference and just copy it. Usually I'll take like, yeah, like a piece of it, like you're saying. Unless, okay, so sometimes, yes, I'm a bleed person. But sometimes I think it has its place if you want to use a reference. If you're learning, I think, because that's one way definitely to learn how to like draw hands and feet and stuff. Those are some of the hardest things to learn how to paint or draw or do in art. So if you want to copy that, that's reasonable. But to take like a random photo and just, I guess that has its place too. It really depends on the reason. Like, bro, feet, hands, you see they have no hands. You see they have no hands right now. I'm not ready to, like, I'm not in the mental space to work on their hands, like, no. But, they just have blocks. Like, them holding hands, two hands together, in a position. I'll get to that one day. But that'll be a feat all by itself. But yeah, so exactly, like for references, I think if you're trying to learn how to do it, like how to do proportions or something, then I'd be like, yeah, totally take a reference. But for like an original piece, I don't make an original, usually. Like, I don't know. It depends on the intent behind it. It's not really so much like that I don't like references. I just never use them. When I was younger, I used to always want to be able to paint or like draw a person without a reference, so I would never use it. And I kind of just fell into a habit of it now. Like I just don't use them. Unless I'm drawing from life. From life, chef's kiss. But not from a reference usually, unless I have to. But I prefer to draw from life or this imagination up here. I'm surprised I don't have more paint on my clothes actually. Let me not jinx it. Knock on wood really quick. Oh well, just kidding. That's something else I need to say. Cool. You follow me on Instagram, right? I'm gonna follow you back. Bye. Thank you for stopping in. See you next time. Oh, it's chilly. You too. Have a great weekend. Have a great time. Enjoy life. Live life to the fullest. Okay. Next. This. There we go. Okay. Now her neck is a lot more defined. And the background makes sense. I love to see it. Ooh. This should have been green. Hi. I'm gonna speckle that in. just for harmony, I'm going to do that over here as well. And all around. Oh my gosh. Okay. That actually works out because I need to fill up these like pink spaces. Okay, it's working out, it's working out. Let me get some here. On the edges. It's looking pretty good. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, I still do have this like, I need to fill the red, especially in the green, especially and not especially because I do want the red to play off the green so they're complements, but not too much. I'm gonna make a little bit more. Okay, looks nice. Let's get her done. Okay, so let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. Instead of using the fan brush, I do want more control this time, so I'm going to use this tiny brush and go in over the red areas and just stump mold that in. Just dot it over the areas I missed. Adding even more dimension. So like when I mistakenly made that green the other day, that added a lot of dimension that I was not expecting, but I'm grateful for. So I'm hoping for the same effect with this green. A lot of new dimension and less red. The glare. I'll just work on this one for a second. Can't forget the sides. It's fine. As I was mixing the green, I was just like, I should have put the yellow first and just added blue until I got the color I wanted, but it worked out, so all's well. Ooh, and now that I'm doing the, thank you. Now that I'm doing the, like, pointillism, it's not just, the fan brush, I can actually give the tree some texture. That's exciting. I'm gonna do that. I'm trying to match the areas. Actually, welcome. Yes. Hello. Welcome back. Okay. So, I don't know how I feel about it. It's like so-so. I love a good so-so, but I'm gonna fix it in a second. Okay. Since I did make it look so realistic, kind of, before, I do want to keep elements of that and kind of just bring it out with this next layer. I actually learned the fan brush tree trick from Bob Ross. So it works. He's pretty good at he is definitely teaching, like, no joke. Oof. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm almost at my goal. The other day I wanted to go for 3 hours, but my phone died. 2 thumbs down. Honestly, my battery life is really shot. Like, I need to just replace the whole thing. But this time I have it hooked up to a power supply, so it's not dying tonight. Exactly. Like, yeah, I like to have this control. And I like having texture too. Like, it's not just the control, but I like to have, like, layers. I mean, I guess you layer with any painting, but just like, yeah, definitely like to have some control in my life. So, I'm trying to get these. This green, I want it, since it's kind of like a medium green, medium light, I want it to be under the lighter areas, but over the darker ones in like a natural fashion. So I'm trying to find those spots where it works. And I can fill in the red. Or, I mean, just anywhere I guess it works. Oh my gosh. There we go. Wait, do we go? Okay, that's fine. today? Or are you gonna stream today? Oh, even better. I can watch. Four a.m. 4 a.m. Oh. Okay. Okay, I'll catch you on Friday then. LOL. It is not 4 a.m. where I am. Why are you up? So many questions. LOL. I'm getting paint everywhere. That's why my face is covered in paint. Okay. Please stop. 4 a.m. Golly, really a trooper. I cannot relate. 4 a.m. I'm out. I'm out of the game. Oh, what book are you reading? Wait, a book. I'm a big book person. What book are you reading? LOL. What book? Oh, you gotta tell me. Yes, Insta stories coming through. Like, actually though, like, I really want to know what book that is. A book that has you reading it at 4 a.m.? I gotta know. I gotta know what it's, give me the goods. I honestly have not stayed up reading a book till 4 a.m. since I'm gonna expose myself with this one, but since like Twilight. Like, oh my gosh. I don't know if there are any Twihards here, but Twilight, I cannot put that book down. Ooh. I don't know that one, but I will look into it. Oh, I'm getting so many new things. New things to look into. Look at that painting. Action Traders. What is it about? Sci-fi fantasy is like my main genre to read. Maybe not anymore. I used to read a lot more of it, but recently I've been reading more like mystery, romance, I guess. LOL, like actually. My gosh. My first yawn. This is my first yawn. Oh gosh. Fight the urges. Oh wow. Were you Team Edward or Team Jacob? I have to know. We've gotta solidify. That was such a big thing, LOL. Twilight still like has a place in my heart though. Like I will never not cry at the last movie or book, I guess. Oh my gosh. When I went to see it in theaters, I literally bawled. I was like, there's not gonna be any more. This is the end. But Stephanie Meyer recently wrote a book about like Twilight. It's like Twilight all over again, but from Edward's perspective. So you can read everyone's mind. It's kind of cool. I haven't finished it, but I started it a little bit. It's like, that's an interesting concept. Like not being the normal person, but being the vampire, able to read everyone's mind, and like being a vampire. That's something different. Oh my gosh, here it is. Mom and Hog. I have not. Oh. Team Edward, the winning team. As you should. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just like Team Jacob is against her wishes. Also, she can live forever? What's there to choose between? What? The days when I had time. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ew. I like this green. Still, LOL, he always hated him. LOL. Oh my god. My follow-up question was about to be like, why? No reason. LOL. Oh my gosh. Just not your type, yeah. Understandable. It was also a little bit like teetering on bestiality. Just like, I don't know if this is okay. Her options were like a wolf or 100-plus-year-old man. But, you know, everyone's life is different. When I was reading that, did I think about that? Not at all. Now, looking back, I'm like, huh. What a life. No, it has been a while. Oh my gosh, it has been a while. I feel old. Oh my gosh. It has been a while. Oh my gosh, I'm an old person. But I will they will always have a place in my heart. I'll never be like, anytime I hear Bella's Lullaby, oh yeah, that is a bad move. That's very true. But Edward did leave her out of nowhere and not give her any contact. That was also a bad move. Not gonna lie. Just not very great options. The list though will always give me feels. Also, fun tidbit. Random fact, I know. There was a fan fiction written from Twilight about this girl who, it was like a more realistic fan fiction, I guess, of Twilight, where this girl meets this, like, billionaire guy. Yeah, and I was like, why would you do that? This girl's in love with you. You're just gonna randomly leave her for months? They were just like September, October, November. She was sitting in that chair. I was like, oh, honey. But, okay, the fan fiction. So fan fiction written about Twilight. Plain girl basically meets this super rich guy, very secretive, kind of like the same kind of trope. But he gets super popular, very mainstream. I'm sure you heard of it. It's called 50 Shades of Grey. So, funny enough, that actually started as a Twilight fanfiction. Didn't know that until like way later, but it's like, huh, I can see the similarities. But I just didn't expect it to go that direction as a fanfiction, but that's fine. My childhood. Ooh, wait. I'm gonna finish up the trees. Maybe work on these. Yeah, I mean, I also heard bad things about it. It was like, I heard it wasn't a good representation of the BDSM community. I was like, what do you see? I mean, it's a movie. Also, it's a fan fiction. I'm not sure that the lady or the person who wrote it really, that was her intent, like to represent the community. Like, it was just a book. But it was like the one time you see BDSM is like mainstream, I guess. But yeah, started with Twilight. In case you wanted to know. Random fact. That's what I do every day. Ow, ow. Ow, ow. I didn't know that. Dang. But at the same time, fanfiction is like literally novice people writing these things. But it is a good segue, like it's a good opening for people who do want to be a writer or do want to be writers to like start or try their hand at like what people are drawn to. Instead of going like trying to get things published, which is like the traditional route. But it's a good like dry run. Oh really? I used to have that Wattpad app and read some fanfiction. I never read the 50 Shades fanfiction, but I read some other ones. I was a directioner. I was like reading Harry Styles fanfiction, but I guess I still am a little bit. Not as bad as I used to be, but I don't know how the writing was, honestly. I can't really say. But I know a lot of fan fictions were not professional writers. We were just girls with a dream. Or an idea. I remember I used to want to write a book, but it didn't make it very far. I still have it in my like Google Doc notes, but I probably won't do anything with it. Let me see this. Okay, this is looking kind of cute. It's looking kind of cute. Ooh. Okay. Looks way more lively. Oops. Okay. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Exactly. Yeah. What was this about? I was like a fantasy. I was really into fantasy writing, or fantasy reading, I guess. I read a bunch of like Rick Riordan, Percy Jackson, other random fantasy stories probably nobody has read. But mine was like this girl. Oh my gosh, I feel so cringe. I was basically about this girl. On her 16th birthday, she basically inherits these powers, and she's like trying to figure out, wait, did I steal that from Percy Jackson? Oh well. But anyway, she was doing like, she found out because she was in a car crash, and she like stopped the truck that crashed into them. No, literally, exactly same. Literally same. Oh gosh. Literally same. Sorry, I have paint all over me. I'm a painter. But literally same. Like looking back, I'm like, this is plagiarism. Not really, but like it was heavily influenced. Like I was like, oh, this is such a good book. We write a book just like it. Bam. Like I have my own like ideas for the world. I wanted her to kind of like realize this and then make her own world and like go, not make her own world, but there was like this adjacent dimension or something that she could explore and travel, but I didn't get that far in the book. I had like an outline and like the first few chapters, but I didn't get far enough for me to be like, oh, maybe I should like pursue this. Maybe one day you'll see it on the shelves of the bookstore. If bookstores even exist, they're all like closing down. Let me not say that. That'll be a horror. What other fantasy novels did you read? Mine didn't have witches. Mine had, I didn't read his Dark Materials. That sounds really cool. Dimensional travel. But maybe I'll give it a read now. had like different creatures and stuff. I was trying to build like a whole creature Rolodex so I could like talk about them and stuff, but it didn't really. I mean, obviously, but it's still fun to like try. Ooh, that's a little bright, that area. Tone it down. Alright. Get the fan brush back in. So trying to get these like red patches like in a sly way because I left them for so long. Really? Okay, I'll definitely have to try it out. I've been missing like fantasy. Like I've been reading a lot of more realistic books or like finance books and like things about how to do marketing. So it would be great to have like a nice pleasure book to read. I mean, like the mystery ones are good too, but it would be nice to have a book that's like my roots, where I started. Oh gosh. Mistborn? Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm getting all these good book recommendations. Okay. What is that one? That sounds really interesting already. Oh, I forgot the side. What does this look like? I'm just gonna blend it in the back more because the back is less focused. In any case, any scenario, the back is not gonna be have as much contrast. But to add contrast to the front, I'm also going to do... Oh, give me 1 second, guys. Oh, this is hacking for no reason. Okay. Pause this really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. There's like air blowing right on me. Robin Hobb. Ooh, trilogies are like my fave. Ooh, Metal Powers. Metal Powers make me think of X-Men. The Professor X. But that's cool. When I hear Mistborn, I think of like air powers or water powers, so that's kind of a different twist. Thank you. I'm trying to bring it out. So the fan stippling, or like, I guess it was stippling. The fan stippling in the beginning was good for, oh my gosh, I'm almost at my goal, guys. 3-hour stream. Anyway, the fan stippling was for the underpainting, and it's still very prevalent in the piece. It's not like I took out everything, but now I can kind of highlight some of the other areas. I know 3 hours is actually a short stream, but the streams I've done so far are only like an hour and a half. So I was like, you know what? I know that that's a short stream. It's like a mini stream. So let me try and do a longer stream. And today we're gonna do it. 1 more minute left. I'm really excited. But yeah. So soon I will have completed my goal. Mission accomplished. I do want to do. Actually, I might call it a night. 3 hours is a good chunk of time. But thank you guys for joining me today. I may be on tomorrow morning. Oh yes, who should I raid? Also, I don't know how to raid. But I'm gonna wrap. I'm tired. I have this important meeting tomorrow. I got selected to do DC Fashion Week again. I'm a model. But they want me to wake up early in the morning, and so I need my beauty sleep. But it is. We did it! High fives all around. Oh my gosh, guys! Wow, 3 hours. Okay. But it was. I don't know how to rate. I do want to rate someone though. Who's on right now? Thank you. Maybe I'll come on tomorrow evening after the. Maybe not. I'll post on my Instagram and my Discord if I am coming on. Yeah, please go to sleep. Okay, let me see. Let me figure out how to rate, and then I will do this. Wait, hold on. Hey guys. So, sorry for that intermission. I am going to sleep, but yes, I'm figuring out the raid right now, and we're gonna go to a woodcutter person. I can't find any other painters. I don't want to stay on theme, but it's kind of on theme. It's artsy. So we're gonna jump on that now, I guess. My first raid. 3 hours and my first raid. We're knocking off the achievements here. Okay. Let's do it.
I'm recording.
Okay. also say the gallery is